Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'll continue. The previous lecture was about the standards of textuality. Okay, 7 standards. We began talking about cohesion. Okay, cohesion. So cohesion, it is definition, concerns the ways in which the components of the surface text are connected in a sequence. Okay, or that means the actual words that we hear or see, how the actual words that we hear or see are connected in a sequence. And then there are cohesive devices, okay, which have 2 tasks, A and then B until here. Okay, so these were the cohesive devices from 1 to 8, and now we'll move to coherence. So what is coherence? Coherence, as you can see, concerns the logical arrangement of elements of text. Logical arrangement of elements of text. It reflects cognitive processes of language users, the experience and knowledge of the word. And remember, when you hear the word cohesion, remember, cohesion, it works on ideas level. It concerns the level of ideas. That is, not words or sentences, how the ideas are arranged in a text. Whereas coherence, it concerns or is about how words and sentences are arranged in a text. Okay, so back here, back to coherence. It is about the logical arrangement of elements. It is how ideas are arranged in a text. Alright, and it reflects cognitive processes of language users, the experience of language users, their knowledge of the word. So all of these, the cognitive processes, the experience, the knowledge, determines how the users of a language, how they arrange their ideas, how they present their ideas in a text. Example. Could you open the door? The answer. I'm in the bath. So if you think of these 2 statements separately, they won't be connected, but in this context, the ideas in this text, considering this as a text, they are well arranged. They are well arranged. Okay? So, often texts are both coherent and cohesive. Yes. This is how a good text should be. A good text should be coherent and it should be cohesive. So that is often the case. But sometimes only coherent. It could be, the text could be coherent, not cohesive. Okay? For example, the example above, as long as they are interpreted by the users and are understood, they are acceptable. Now, as I said here, if you take these two statements, you might not find them cohesive. Okay, in respect of the words and sentence level, they are not really coherent. Okay, so they are not really cohesive, but they are coherent in respect of the ideas. So now a text which is cohesive but not coherent is unacceptable. Logical unity is more important than surface unity. Remember this. Logical unity of a text is more important than surface unity. Okay, يعني ممكن إنه يكون النص يكون coherent، ممكن يكون coherent بس مش cohesive. يعني في ترابط في الأفكار، لكن على مستوى مثلا الكلمات والجمل ما في ترابط. هذا ممكن، ولكن العكس مش ممكن. يعني إنه ما يصير إنه يكون التكست cohesive but not coherent. أوكي، خلينا نشوف المثال. Okay, this example. Okay, it says yesterday I saw a car. Now هلا شوفوها على مستوى الجملة هذه it is cohesive، ما فيها مشاكل في القواعد ولا في الكلمات، كله أوكي، ترتيبها أوكي. Yesterday I saw a car. Then let's continue. Yesterday I saw a car. A car is a machine. There is no doubt about that a machine is a noun. كنا السيارة ماشين، آلة. طيب الآلة، لأنه كلمة آلة هي عبارة عن noun. طيب we have many kinds of nouns and he was very kind to me. شوفوا هاي الجملة قواعديا ما فيها خطأ، بس بتشعروا المعنى أو الأيديا اللي فيها مش متناسقة. He was, sorry, we have many kinds of nouns. Okay, then he was very kind to me. مين الكايند؟ منين اجت هذه؟ اوكي، قواعديا ما فيها مشكلة، بس كأفكار ما فيها ترابط. Then what's more, kind has 4 letters. يعني كلمة kind has 4 letters. هلا إذا بناخذ النص هذا كامل بنلاقي إنه في على مستوى الأفكار ما فيهوش، يعني زي الواحد جالس يحكي كلام يعني يخبص زي ما بيحكوا. Okay, yesterday I saw a car. A car is a machine. There is no doubt about it that a machine is a noun. We have many kinds of nouns, and he was very kind to me. What is more, kind has 4 letters. Okay, so we notice here that the ideas are not connected. The ideas in this text are not connected, but at the same time, this text is quite cohesive. It is cohesive. There is no problem in respect of the cohesion of the text. There is no any problem in respect of the cohesion of this text, even though we cannot deny the fact that the text is incoherent. It is not coherent. Now, such text is unacceptable. يعني unacceptable in respect of the language users. يعني إذا نيجي هذا النص نعطيه لحد يقرأه، أوكي، كيف يعني unacceptable؟ يعني بصير يقول إيش اللي يقوله؟ هذا جالس يخبص، أوكي، فصار هذا النص مش مقبول، يعني النص غير مقبول بالنسبة ل language users. Okay, even though it is cohesive. إذا ممكن يكون عندنا النص في ترابط على مستوى الكلمات والقواعد، يعني cohesive، بس ما في ترابط على مستوى الأفكار. أوكي، بالحالة هذه يعتبر النص يعني نص غير مقبول بالنسبة لمستخدمي اللغة. Okay, so what does that mean? That means logical unity is more important than surface unity. Okay, يعني هنا في المثال هذا قد لا يكون ترابط كبير على مستوى الكلمات والجمل، لكن هذا النص it is acceptable. It's very acceptable. Okay, so could you open the door? I'm in the bath. أو واحد يقول could you open the door? I'm in the bath. نفسه، مش يعني answer. Could you open the door? I'm in the bath. Okay, so this is not really coherent, but it is cohesive. Okay, but it is acceptable. It is acceptable, whereas the second example is not acceptable. Okay, so the other, now moving to other standards of textuality. Here, intentionality and acceptability. Intentionality and acceptability. Now, concerns the speaker's intention to produce a text and the listener's intention to accept it as a text. What does that mean? It means that intentionality is about, or it concerns intentionality. This is intentionality. It concerns the speaker's intention to produce a text. It concerns the speaker's intention to produce a text. Okay, and acceptability, it concerns the listener's intention. Now the listener's, not the speaker, the listener's intention to accept it as a text. Alright? Okay, if a conversation is to be successful, it should involve the following. We have some 4 points. For any conversation to be successful, it should involve the following points. Or we can form a question on these points. What should a successful conversation involve? What should a successful conversation involve? The answer is these points. Okay, number 1, it should involve cooperation of the interlocutors. المتحدثين. Okay. Truthfulness of the interlocutors, providing necessary information but not more than necessary. This is important. Okay, necessary but not more than necessary. And then number 4, being relevant, that is being to the point, relevant, to the point. So these 4 points are the ones that, you know, that are responsible of making or producing a successful conversation. Now these points can be, as written here, can be purposefully violated. The speakers may have an intention to violate any of these points, so they can be purposefully violated. يعني ممكن المتكلمين هو ما يبغى، يعني مثلا ما يبغى يكون cooperative، ما يبغى يكون عنده، ما يبغى يكون truthful، doesn't want to provide necessary information, but maybe the speaker wanted to provide information that is more than necessary. So this is an intentional violation, and the speaker may not want to be to the point. The speaker may not want to give relevant information alone, might give information that is not relevant, or might not give relevant information at all. So they could be intentionally violated. Acceptability is sensitive to the context. What does that mean? Acceptability is sensitive to the context, or context sensitive. It means that what can be accepted as a text in a pub may not be accepted in a posh restaurant. Okay? يعني في حساسية، أو مش حساسية، ما نقول حساسية، sensitive بمعنى حساسة للحساسة، ترجمة نقول حساسة للسياق. بمعنى آخر إنه السياق أو السيتويشن أو الكونتكست بيفرض علينا شو الأشياء أو الكلام اللي بيكون acceptable أو unacceptable. For example, what you might say in a pub, okay, which could be very acceptable, that this course might not be acceptable in a posh restaurant. What you could say in a wedding party and could be quite acceptable, might not be acceptable maybe in a mosque, for example, right? يعني الكلام هنا أو acceptability، يعني قد يكون بعض الكلام أو الديسكورس مقبول في أماكن معينة حسب الكونتكست، حسب السياق تاعه، في سياقات معينة، أماكن، طبعا السياق يعني everything that surrounds the production of a particular piece of information. Okay, so السياق قد يكون الكلام مناسب في سياق معين، وهالكلام نفسه اللي بيكون مناسب وacceptable في هالسياق هذا قد لا يكون مناسب في سياقات أخرى. هذا شيء معروف طبعا، يعني common sense. مو كل الكلام بينقال في أي مناسبة. أوكي، يعني في عنا كلام نحكيه في مناسبات معينة في سياقات معينة، بالرغم أنه صحيح الكلام ما عليه مشكلة لا في لغته ولا في قواعده ولا في ترتيبه ولا في شيء، لكن هالكلام هذا مش راح يكون مناسب في سياقات أخرى. Okay, so that is why we say acceptability is sensitive to the context or to context. حسب الكونتكست، حسب السياق اللي احنا فيه. Now, conversational interaction and the cooperative principles, the principle governing all conversational interactions. This sums up the cooperative principles. What are the cooperative principles? What is meant by the cooperative principle? The cooperative principles are principles that govern or controls all conversational interactions, all types of conversation. Okay, what are they? This sums the principle. This is a summary or sums up the principle, the cooperative principle. It says that make your contribution such as required at the stage at which it occurs by the accepted purpose or direction of the talk exchange in which you are engaged. Okay, make your contribution as such is required. That means be relevant. Say what is necessary. At the stage at which it occurs, the context. By the accepted purpose or direction of the talk exchange. Accepted purpose or direction, talking about acceptability and intentionality. Alright, now here the maxims or the cooperative principles will explain this statement more clearly. Now, the cooperative principle, which are sometimes called conversational maxims, or they are called Grice's cooperative principles, or Grice, referring to Paul Grice, who formulated these principles. They are sometimes called conversational principles or Grice's cooperative principles. What are those principles? Number one, we have maxim of equality. They are principles or maxims. See, conversational maxims, okay, or cooperative principles. That means from the cooperative principle, this is the cooperative principle. From studying this cooperative principle, Paul Grice came up with 4 conversational maxims. So they are called Grice's cooperative principles or Grice's conversational maxims. Grice's conversational maxims, or simply conversational maxims. Okay, so what are those maxims? Number one, maxim of equality. Maxim of equality. What does that mean? It means try to communicate what you believe is true. The quality of what you communicate. The quality، نوعية الكلام اللي تكلمه. إيش هو لازم يكون؟ Try to communicate what you believe is true. Okay, this is the maxim of equality, the quality of what you communicate. Then the second maxim, that is the maxim of quantity, كمية. الأول يتكلم عن نوعية الأشياء اللي بتحكيها، الثاني الكمية. What does that mean? Make your contribution، مشاركتك أو مساهمتك في الكلام أو في الحديث as informative as required. As informative as required, but not more than is required. Okay, يعني ساهم بالشيء as informative as required، يعني كما ينبغي. يعني مثلا كيف مثلا واحد يسألك what is your name، إذا الكونتريبيوشن حقك لازم يكون حسب maximum أو quantity، لازم يكون as informative as required but not more. إذا what's your name، الإجابة my contribution راح تكون my name as so and so. هلا ممكن يعني الواحد يحكي مثلا يجاوب what's your name، يجاوب my name as so and so, I'm studying English and I live in Jizan, but I don't like إذا صار عندنا إيش هنا في الكلام هذا؟ صار عندنا giving information that is more than required، وهذا خطأ حسب according to the maximum of quantity. You should not give information that is not required. Okay, just contribute with the information that is required. Okay, then يعني number 3, maximum of relevance. Maximum of relevance that is, be relevant, make your contribution to the point, very close to this maximum quantity, because if you do not preserve the maximum quantity, then ultimately you won't be relevant. Okay, but here be relevant. Okay, be up to the point. Okay, to the point. ما تجلس يعني واحد يتكلم عن شيء يتكلم في الموضوع. اوكي، كلام يكون ذا صلة في الموضوع. اوكي، ما يروح ويجي في الكلام يعني يتكلم أشياء ما إلها صلة في الموضوع اللي يتكلمه. اوكي، that is the maximum of relevance. Then the last maxim, that is maxim of manner. The maxim of manner. What is that? It is be brief and orderly. Avoid ambiguity. Brief, orderly, and avoid ambiguity. What does that mean? تقريبا قريب من الماكسيمز اللي قبليه اللي هم relevance and quantity. be brief، ما تقعد تتكلم عن كلام زيادة، تتكلم في ترتيب، وكون إيش؟ avoid ambiguity. That means make your contribution clear. كلامك يكون غير غامض، واضح. أوكي. هاي مهمات ممكن يجينا مثلا explain or discuss، أو ممكن يجي عليهم مثلا true false. احتمالات هذه واحدة، مثلا يجينا explain Rice's conversational maxims، that is public Rice. أو مثلا ممكن يجينا على شكل صح أو خطأ the maxim, for example, the maxim of quality means or refers or means that the speaker should make her contribution to the point, for example. صح أو خطأ؟ طبعا خطأ. Okay. أو على شكل explain or discuss. Explain or discuss, that means you mention each of these maxims and what it means. يعني نقول هنا مثلا maximum quality ونكتب التحتيه try to communicate what you believe is true. هذا الكلام اللي هو إذا كان عندنا سؤال explain or discuss. Next standard of textuality, that is informativity. Informativity, informative, informativity. It concerns the balance between the unknown and certain, expected and unexpected in a text. What is unknown? That is unknown, you don't know, and what is certain? What is things that you are sure of, you know, or things that are expected and things that are unexpected. Okay, a text which is full of the new and unexpected can be rejected as too difficult. Okay, يعني إذا في عندنا نص okay ممكن يكون مثلا discourse spoken discourse ويكون في أشياء كثيرة غير new and unexpected. في أشياء كثيرة new and unexpected. هذا النص شو بيعتبر؟ يعني بيكون مرفوض. اوكي ليش؟ لأنه راح نقول أنه هذا النص أو هذا الحوار هذا أو الكلام إنه very difficult. ليه very difficult? That means informativity is too high. Too high informativity. That means the information contained in the text is most of it new and unexpected. So the text would be termed as rejected because it is difficult and its informativity level would be too high. And a text that contains information that is all expected and all certain, we are sure about the information, معلومات كلها نعرفها ومعروفة وما فيها أي يعني معلومات عامة ومتأكدين منها ومعلومات متوقعينها ما فيها شيء جديد، بيعتبر العكس، بيكون الانفورماتيفيتي ليفل فيه إيش؟ not high. Okay, low. Right? So a text which consists of only known information can be rejected as what? Boring. يعني يجي واحد مثلا يتكلم عن شيء ويكون يتكلم عن أشياء كلها معروفة لدى الأودينس، فبيكون الكلام حقه سواء كان قرأناه قراءة أو كلام سبوكن بيكون ممل. ليه؟ ممل لأنه ما في شيء جديد، كله أشياء معروفة لدى الأودينس، فبيكون the informativity level شو بيكون؟ That means it has too low informativity level. ما في information، ما في شيء جديد، فهذا برضو بيكون مرفوض. يعني إذا كان الانفورماتيفيتي level في التكست إذا كان على any of the extreme, whether too high or too low, that text would be rejected. Too high would be rejected because it would be very difficult, and if the informativity level is too low, it would be rejected because the informativity level or the text would be boring. Okay, زين. واحد يتكلم مثلا يقول والله في محاضرة ومش عارف ايش، ولا في حلقة نقاش عن موضوع معين، ويجي المتكلم يتكلم كلام يعني known, expected, and the audience they are almost sure about it. يقول لك معلومات والله يا طبعا تعرفوا انه درجة الغليان الماء تغلي الماء على 100 درجة مئوية، واليوم جايين من قدمنا مثلا من from Jizan to Ada, and you know Jizan is not is a little bit away from Ada. It is about 30 kilometers from Ada. Okay, and of course you know that in Ada there's a college and etc. يعني المعلومات إذا تكون تكلم معلومات معروفة ما في شيء جديد تكون مملة. أما مثلا تخيل نروح برضو على واحد بيتكلم أو نحضر محاضرة أو نقاش أو شيء بيتكلم عن شيء بالنسبة للجمهور يعني ما يعرف عنه موضوع، ما يعرف عنه شيء. أوكي، شيء مثلا يتكلم في شيء جدا بعيد عن الجمهور. مثلا يتكلم مثلا ممكن نحكي مع مثلا طلاب على سبيل المثال طلاب ياخذوا مثلا تخصصهم انجليزي، واحد جاي يتكلم عن مثلا علم الوراثة والجينات والمش عارف، فحيكون الطلاب يعني ضايعين. ليش ضايعين؟ لأنه النص أو الكلام اللي يتكلمه أو التكست اللي بينحكى هذا حيكون too difficult بالنسبة لهم. ليش too difficult؟ لأنه الانفورماتيف level حقه very high. أوكي، فحيكون هالنص برضو هذا rejected. بمعنى آخر إنه إحنا لما نتكلم إنه لازم نحاول نحافظ على informativity level يكون إيش؟ متوسط، يعني ما يكون مرتفع جدا ولا يكون الانفورماتيفيتي ليفل للكلام اللي نتكلمه أو اللي نكتبه ما يكون منخفض جدا. إذا كان مرتفع بيؤدي إلى أن النص هذا إذا كان مرتفع جدا أو منخفض جدا حيكون النص مرفوض، لأنه إما بيكون صعب جدا أو بيكون النص ممل. Okay. Then again, it is also context sensitive. That means informativity is sensitive to the context. شو يعني؟ حكينا sensitive to the context, as we have just said in the previous point here when we said that acceptability is sensitive to the context. The same thing, informativity is sensitive to the context. That means شيء نحكيه في سياق معين عند ناس معينين قد يكون مثلا زي ما حكينا مثلا مثال انه يجي مثلا محاضر او في عندنا محاضرة لطلاب تخصصهم انجليش ويتكلم عن علم الوراثة وعلم الجينات اوكي، فحيكون هالنص هذا هنا شو بيكون؟ high informativity. بينما إذا بتكلم لطلاب في نفس التخصص حيكون لا، مش high informativity. وإذا كان بتكلم عن مبادئ بسيطة في علم الوراثة حيكون بالعكس، حيكون low informativity. أوكي، حيكون ما حيكون في معلومات ربما تكون لهم. إذن informativity is context sensitive. It depends on the context. That means you expect high informativity of a lecture and a rather low informativity of a text heard at a bus stop. برضو هذا كمان مثال آخر، يعني أنا أعطيت مثال وهذا مثال آخر، إنه مثلا ممكن يكون عندنا ناس يتكلموا في محطة للباص، أوكي، موقف باص، الكلام اللي يتكلموا فيه حيكون just everyday talk. So that would not be informative. It would have, low informativity. But if you go to or attend a specialized lecture, then the lecture should usually be informative. Okay, so the context also decides the level of informativity of what you say. اوكي ممكن يجينا عليهم تعريف برضو او صح وخطأ. مثلا ممكن يجينا informativity as not sensitive to the context, is not sensitive to the context. طبعا wrong. Okay, then another standard of textuality, that is situationality, which concerns factors which make a text relevant to a current situation or occurrence. Okay, that is the context. Particular text may be relevant in a particular situation. A particular text or discourse may be relevant in a particular situation, but irrelevant in some other situation or occurrence. So it concerns factors which make a text relevant to a current situation or occurrence. That is situationality. These are strategies of monitoring and management employed by the speaker to make sure that the discourse develops according to his or her expectations. يعني إنه في عندنا سياق أو نص معين أو كلام معين text ممكن يكون that text relevant in a particular situation, okay, but not relevant in a different situation. هذا شيء معروف زي ما حكينا قبل شوية إنه نص معين كلام معين بيكون يعني ده صلة في السيتويشن اللي احنا فيها، وممكن هالكلام نفسه يكون في سيتويشن آخر يكون absolutely out of nowhere. Okay, and then finally intertextuality. This is the seventh standard, intertextuality, which concerns the ways in which the production and reception of a given text depends upon the participants' knowledge of other text. This is about the relationship of a text to another text. It is relationship, I mean how the participant know about a particular discourse, this discourse of now, and maybe a preceding discourse or a following discourse. Whether they know about these different excerpts of discourse or different texts or not. The ways in which production and reception of a given text, it depends upon the participant's knowledge of other texts. The transfer from an old text to the present one can take the form of a direct quotation or an allusion. علاقة كل نص مع النص الآخر وكيف participants, whether they know about these different texts or discourse or not. The ways in which the production and reception, production of a text, and reception, production by the speaker, reception by the listeners or writer, reader, okay, of a given text, how the production and reception depends upon the participants. The participants, that is, we mean the speaker or listener or the writer, reader. It depends on their knowledge of other text. So that is intertextuality, how the text, the kind of relationship that several texts have among each other. Okay? How the succession of text happens or takes place when you move from a text to another text. إذا هذول ممكن يجينا عليهم زي ما حكينا explain, discuss, or true false. Okay? Let me check the time. Okay, I better stop here and then I'll continue on a new recording. So till then, take care.